Coming to you from the Lydia Media Studios in the heart of Lewiston, Auburn, it's Lydia's Lunch Bunch, LA's afternoon morning show with Mark and Sarah today because Pam's a little under the weather.
What's going on, Pam?
We missed you.
We miss you.
2 days in a row.
Get better.
We are covering news and events in the greater LA area and talking to the people making a difference in our community. Give us a listen at lydiamediallc.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And feel free to share your comments, questions, or suggestions via email at podcast@lydiamediallc.com.
Like Jessica from Auburn, who says, "Hey guys, love the Lunch Bunch. Wondering if you could recommend some other podcasts." And the answer is no.
No, just ours.
This is it.
This is the only one you need to listen to, Jessica.
Yeah, sorry, Jessica. This is it. If you're already listening to the Lunch Bunch, that's all you need.
We have everything. This podcast has everything.
I mean, what more could you possibly
we have
want?
Dogs. We have wine. We have stand-up comedians. We have business owners. Come, Jessica, please.
Yeah.
What are you even asking?
Maybe we should give her just maybe one or two.
Okay.
All right, Jessica, I can recommend a podcast called Infamous America.
Oh, you recommended that to me, and I listened to one about Benedict Arnold, and it was very good.
Very good, right?
Yeah.
Thoroughly researched, great host, and just great content. So yeah, if you like true crime or stories about American history or things that happened back in the day, Infamous America would be my suggestion.
Back in the day, Infamous America. Let me see. I would recommend No Stupid Questions. It is a podcast about everything. So if you thought of something and you were like, gosh, I wish I knew more about that, you can go to their site and be like, oh, yes, actually that does sound good. And you can learn. And then there's another podcast I like called 10% Happier, when it's about making your life just 10% happier.
Today's show is brought to you by United Piping, serving residential and commercial customers with new installations and repairs. Call today and schedule your oil and gas boiler cleanings at 754-4556. UPI, the best plumbers around. And by Roopers Beverage and Redemption. When it comes to beer, wine, and spirits, don't botch it, squatch it. At 5 locations in Lewiston, Auburn, and Oxford. Learn more at roopersbeverage.com. And remember, the party starts at Roopers.
Roopers going to start a party here this morning.
Sarah and I had to make an executive decision.
It's done.
Because Pam is not in the studio today. As we mentioned, she's out sick. But we figured we had a bottle of rosé.
Yep.
In the fridge, in the studio fridge, which is 2 feet from us.
Yeah, it's so far away.
Conveniently located.
In downtown Auburn.
And because we don't know the severity of Pam's illness or when she'll be back, we decided to take it upon ourselves to maybe drink a little rosé in the studio this morning as part of our Roopers Beverage and Redemption Tasting Tales and talk about it and let you know whether it's good or not.
Yeah, because I won't be here tomorrow, and if Pam is sick again, then Mark could just be drinking a bottle of wine all by himself.
It's just me and a bottle of wine.
It doesn't seem like a great combo.
Talking about weekend events. And depending on when I start drinking, I could be talking about a weekend in September.
You never know. And this is a full bottle of wine, so there's always a chance that might happen tomorrow anyway.
That's right. Let's do news.
Yeah.
And then we'll crack it open for FPBs.
Okay,
how about
so that we actually report correct information today. That's probably smart. Let's do it your way.
I mean, that's my suggestion. Do you agree?
I agree.
Okay.
I concur.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Let's take a look at some headlines for Thursday, January 30th.
The city of Lewiston has condemned the Ramada for a second time after a fire suppression pipe froze and burst on Monday, flooding the conference center. The Maine Immigrant and Refugee Services confirmed that 50 to 60 refugees were living in the building at the time of the shutdown.
A new bill in the Maine legislature would require medical cannabis to undergo the same testing as recreational cannabis. The proposal would require medical cannabis to be tested for pesticides, heavy metals, and potency. A 2023 study found harmful contaminants in 42% of medical cannabis samples tested.
Residents are reminded that tomorrow is the deadline to register your dog. Bark, bark. Licensing is required by law for dogs 6 months and older. Dogs licensed after the January 31st deadline will face a $25 late fee. Registration fees account for 95% of the state animal welfare program's budget. Check with your local municipality for more information.
Lost Valley opened a third double chairlift on Tuesday. The lift was purchased from Mount Southington in Connecticut 2 years ago and replaced a 1,200 100-foot-long T-bar installed in 1962. It adds to several improvements this year, including expanded snowmaking, improved trails, and lighting.
Well, let's talk about some weather. That might make Lost Valley kind of happy. It's sunny and cold today with a high of 17 and a low of 7. Perfect skiing weather. An inch or two of snow tomorrow with a high of 35 and a low of 12. And snow showers throughout the weekend with highs in the 20s and lows in the single digits.
In sports, Kristaps Porzingis scored 34 points to lead the Celtics over the Chicago Bulls, 122-100. Boston will visit the New Orleans Pelicans tomorrow night.
Doubles.
Duh, Pelicans.
Such a strange mascot.
It is.
The Pelicans.
It's weird.
Well, the Bruins are going to host the Winnipeg Jets tonight at 7. We'll see how that plays out.
See which team shows up for that one. Who knows?
Who knows?
The Maine Nordiques face off against the Rochester Junior Americans tomorrow and Saturday in New York.
The NA3 Nordiques will host the Northeast Generals on Friday and Saturday at the Colisée, so you got a chance for some hockey this weekend.
Yeah. Ooh, big upset last night in Yankee Small College Conference basketball as Central Maine Community College was swept by UMaine Augusta. The women's team suffered its first loss of the season, 87-81 in overtime.
Wow.
And the men fell 84-82.
On our high school scoreboard in boys hockey, it was Lewiston over St. Dom's 3-2 in overtime.
In girls hockey, Edward Little, Levitt, Poland, Monmouth beat Winslow, Gardner, Coney, Messalonsky, Lawrence, Erskine, Maranacook 5-0.
Shut out there.
Yep. Lewiston, Oak Hill, Mount Ararat, Morse beat St. Dom's 1-0 as St. Dom's had to forfeit that game.
I thought they were forfeiting the season.
Yeah, they forfeited the rest of the season.
So why is it 1-?
Well, if it's a forfeit, the score is 1-0.
I didn't know that.
That's how it goes in the record books.
I see.
Yep.
Okay, interesting.
Yep.
Did not know that. Good to know.
And York, Trape, Marshwood, Noble beat Greeley, Grey New Gloucester 3-2 in overtime.
Oof, those overtime games, man.
That's your news, weather, and sports. And right now it is time for the podcast segment that is Sweeping the Twin Cities. It's time for famous people birthdays.
But before that, we need to pour the wine.
Yes, we do.
Whether you want a sit-down meal or a grab-and-go, Pat's Pizza in Auburn offers delicious sandwiches, pasta, salads, and pizza at family-friendly prices. Pat's Pizza, serving the L.A. area since 1985. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 85 Center Street in Auburn. Online at patsauburn.com. What's that song? Do you know that song?
I don't.
What's the song, though? It's like, pour the wine.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Spill the wine.
Spill the wine. Well, I'm not going to do that. Spill the wine. Ding, dang, dang. Is that what it is? It's a twist top, everyone.
Spill the wine, take that pearl.
I am notoriously bad at getting song lyrics correct, so that shouldn't surprise any of us. But I was pretty way off on that because I was like, dig that girl.
Yeah.
Take that pearl?
I've heard the song before. I would have never guessed Take That Pearl. Or Spill the Wine.
Oh, I knew it was Spill the Wine.
Did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Is that why you were saying pour the wine earlier?
Well, I mean, I knew it had something to do with wine. I don't know. I think it's...
That's a song by War that came out in 1970.
I'm going to do my best not to spill the wine. You ready?
Okay. That sounded pretty good.
That was pretty cool, right? That was pretty cool.
That's pretty good. Thank you.
That was a hefty pour, too. Not as good. First take was better.
We'll clean it up in post.
Okay. I like myself a twist top bottle of wine because I'm not somebody that can finish. Like, I'm not going to open a bottle of wine if I'm just at home and finish it in one night. Like, if I have guests, obviously you can finish a bottle of wine. You've got 4 or 5 people. Everybody has a glass. But if you're by yourself, or if you live alone, having a twist top bottle of wine, perfect. Because then you can just put it in the fridge and hang out.
Do we have a little description of this?
We do have
rosé?
a little description, and it sounds delightful. This is Roscata, Italia Roscata. It's a collection of irresistible, delicately sweet frizzante wines from the northern Italian region of Lombardy, made from a blend of Pinot Noir, Croatina, and Teroldego. I may have butchered all of that. Roscato Rose Dolce makes a wonderful aperitif and is also incredibly food-friendly. And we had to look up aperitif. But if Pam were here, she would know what it was.
She would know, yes.
She would have told us. But it is basically a wine to like get the palate ready for eating. So that's what makes it food friendly. Okay. It says with a low alcohol of 8% and a touch of sparkle to flawlessly balance the sweetness, Roscato is the ideal complement for today's cuisine. Enjoy it with white meats, classic Italian dishes, spicy foods, and more. So I can see myself having a little bit of like Indian food with this. I can already tell.
All right. You want to cheers to Pam's health?
Cheers to Pam's health. Get better. Feel better. Come have wine with us. Oh, my.
That's good.
That's very sweet. That's a very sweet rosé. One more sip. Hang on. It's a breakfast wine. I like it.
I do as well.
Doesn't have a strong alcohol flavor to it, which is, I guess, why they describe it. I mean, I'm not really sure what the alcohol content is in most wines. So if they're saying 8% is low, I can taste that it's not like super prevalent.
I like my rosés to be food friendly. I don't like it when they argue.
It's like having a fight with the salad at the dinner table. Gosh darn you, Roscato. Iceberg lettuce, you don't belong here. Get out of here.
What you looking at, red onion?
You're a trash lettuce. That's how I feel about iceberg.
Oh, boy.
It's not my favorite lettuce.
It's the worst, isn't it?
Iceberg is the worst of all the lettuces.
Yeah.
I said what I said. I could see this getting us in trouble, don't you think? Like, I can see us just, like, pounding this down and being like, well, that was fun, and then just like, woo!
I mean, we're going to try to save some for Pam.
I know there's more than half a bottle here for tomorrow, but...
no guarantees.
No guarantees. This is quaffable.
It is quaffable.
As Pam would say.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up, Roopers. Well done.
Yes.
Once again.
Yeah, so go to your local Roopers Beverage and Redemption and find your Roscato. Is it Dolce?
Roscato Rose Dolce.
Rose Dolce.
A Rose Dolce.
Yeah. Pick up a bottle or 2 and tell them that the Lunch Bunch sent you.
Yeah. And then, like I said, it's a twist bottle. So this is this would be a great wine if you're just like coming off your dry January. You want to have a little something with dinner, but you're easing your way back into a wet February. Maybe just one little bottle and have a glass with dinner for a week and go with it. Spicy food, man. This really would be good with spicy food because I think it would bring out balance. I can see myself getting a little curry later and coming back for the rest of this bottle.
Pretty sure that's going to happen. I'll come in tomorrow morning. Sarah's going to be passed out.
I'm just going to be laying on Lydia's bed in the corner like, hey, I couldn't drive home. There's some leftover Indian food.
Curry sauce around her face.
Vinny's just curled up next to me, licking it off my face.
And he's like, you're my new mom.
Oh, man. They're famous. It's their birthdays. It's famous people birthdays. It's famous people birthdays.
All right, let's take a look at FPBs for January the 30th, shall we?
Yeah, let's.
Alrighty. Yeah. Actor Wilmer Valderrama, who played Fez on That 70s Show, is 45 today. Has he done anything else?
Yeah, he's on like an NCIS or something, I think. Okay. Isn't he?
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, he is. He's a special agent on NCIS.
All right.
The original version of it.
Special Agent Nick Torres.
Yep, there he is.
Torres.
Torres.
As Fez would say.
Where was Fez supposed to be from?
I have no idea.
Like, his country of origin is questionable.
Yeah, I think that was part of the gimmick.
Part of the shtick, huh? Yeah.
How about this? Christian Bale, 51 years old today.
Wow, 51, huh?
American Psycho, Batman.
Batman!
Right, The Machinist.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite movie that Christian Bale was in is The Prestige.
Yes, you love that. This is the boxing one, right?
That is the magic one.
Dueling
Magicians.
That's right.
Christian Bale and who's the Wolverine guy?
Hugh Jackman.
That guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Scarlett Johansson's in it too.
Oh, nice.
Great movie.
Is she also a magician, or is she the girl in the box?
She's the girl in the box, the magician's assistant.
That makes sense.
She works for both of them.
Oh, interesting.
Spoiler alert. Christian was born in Wales and had his breakthrough role at age 13 in Steven Spielberg's 1987 war film Empire of the Sun.
I didn't realize he was born in Wales. Is he British?
He sure is. Comedian Brett Butler is 67 years old today.
She's funny.
She is wicked funny.
Yeah.
Stand-up comic, also had her own sitcom,
Right.
Grace Under Fire.
Yeah.
And that was great. It ran from 93 to 98.
That was good.
And she won a couple of Golden Globe nominations for it. Charles S. Dutton is 74 years old today. Speaking of sitcoms, he had his own TV sitcom called Rock, R-O-C, from 91 to 94. And I think most of our listeners will remember Charles from delivering the 5'0" 100 speech to Rudy.
You love that.
I love
you
that.
love that speech.
I love the speech. I love the movie, even though it's 3% factual.
It's not actually real.
Based on a true story. Okay, they used the guy's name, and that's about it.
Rudy.
But yeah, Charles Dutton was great in that. Let's see. Phil Collins, 74 years old today.
Oh, Phil Collins.
Still kicking.
I really like Phil Collins. As a young adult, I got into his music and thought he was pretty amazing. Genesis and then a solo career too.
Yeah, I remember back like classic Genesis. Remember the song like Man on the Corner and Abacab? And
Way back.
Yeah,
You're going way
like on
in the Wayback Machine.
MTV. I was watching MTV and just watching. He was the first drummer I've ever seen play and sing at the same time. And I was mesmerized.
It's so hard. You have no idea. Like, and
don't.
I only know it because I was married to a drummer for so long and a performer who wanted to learn how to sing. Like, it is incredibly difficult for them to drum and play and sing at the same time. Like, it's really hard. So, and the fact that he does it did it so effortlessly at the time. Who can stop themselves? Who can stop themselves from doing the drum solo in the car when In the Air Tonight comes on and it's
No
like, like
Yeah,
no one.
if you're not doing that, just get over yourself.
I know. That's crazy.
Give in. And
Give in.
Phil went on to a very successful solo career as well. You remember the song Susudio?
Susudio, yep.
Against All Odds. Take a look at me now.
Take
Right?
a look at me now.
Another Day in Paradise.
Fun fact about Phil Collins.
What do you got?
He was the detective who came to the estate of Peter Pan / Peter Banner in the movie Hook to investigate the disappearance of his children. So he was in the movie Hook. Had
Very
a tiny
cool.
little role.
Yeah.
It was very good.
How about Vanessa Redgrave? Do you know anything about her?
Well, she's one of the Redgrave sisters, right? Like there's Vanessa Redgrave and Lynn Redgrave.
I'll go along with
And
that.
they're both British actresses, well known for stage performances. But I remember Vanessa Redgrave from the first Mission Impossible movie.
Oh.
She played Max. She was the
Okay.
bad guy
Oh.
trying to steal the knock list. This movie is so old. I don't know why I remember that stuff. This is so good.
Yeah, Vanessa's 88 years old today.
Yeah, wow.
And rounding out FPBs for January 30th, an
my gosh.
absolute legend.
Oh my gosh.
Gene Hackman, 95 today.
The guy has a career that you should be proud of.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. He's so talented.
So talented. The first movie I ever saw with Gene Hackman was Mississippi Burning.
Oh.
That came out in 1988. I was just blown away.
Yeah.
He and Willem Dafoe.
My first movie that I ever saw him in was Superman. I just remember him swimming in the pool. It's like, what?
Yelling at Miss Tessbacher.
Yes,
Is that
Miss
her name? He was also in Bonnie and Clyde in 1967. The Quick and the Dead. Enemy of the State.
Oh my gosh.
Loose Cannons. He can do it all. He did it all.
He can't. The Birdcage.
He doesn't have to do it all anymore. He's
doesn't.
95.
He's 95. He can take a break. It's
That's
fine.
right, yeah.
He probably hasn't made a movie in a very long time,
Yeah.
but it's incredibly talented.
Those are your FPBs for January the 30th. Don't miss the January issue of Uncle Andy's Digest, featuring Greater Lewiston Auburn's 30th annual Best Businesses for 2024, plus a Valentine's Day gift guide, events calendar, shout-outs, and plenty of one-liners and jokes guaranteed to put a smile on your face. And be sure to visit UncleAndys.com and enter to win the Sweethearts Contest. You and your sweetie will appear in the February issue and could win a Valentine's Day gift basket. Uncle Andy's Digest, your local guide to, well, just about anything. How psyched are people that are doing dry January right now that they only have one more day to go after today?
What's dry January?
I know.
She says as she sips her wine.
Who knows? Sarah, I got a question for you.
I hopefully have an answer.
Super Bowl
Okay.
is next weekend.
The 9th, right?
Yes.
February 9th. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How much do you think the cheapest ticket is? I'm looking at StubHub right now, which I think is the website where a lot of people who want Super Bowl tickets are probably going to go.
Yeah.
This is just to get you in the door.
Cheap seats.
Standing room only.
$13,000.
Oh, no.
High or low?
You're way high.
Oh, okay. $4,000.
They were between $4,000 to $5,000 last week, and now sales are plummeting.
Oh.
And they think it's because people are experiencing Chiefs fatigue.
Oh, tell me what Chiefs fatigue
People
is.
are just so sick of the Chiefs winning that they either don't want to go or don't want to watch or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. So the prices are dropping?
Prices are dropping.
Oh, no.
To get you in the door at Super Bowl 59 on February 9th, it will cost you $3,600 and, well, let me correct that because I don't have fees in there.
Oh, okay. So $4,000.
Yeah. Now that makes sense.
Okay.
To get you in the door to Super Bowl 59 next Sunday, according to StubHub, $4,920.
Still too much
Still too much.
for a football game. Still too much for a football game.
It's a lot.
So Chiefs fatigue. Are they tired of the Chiefs winning, or are they tired of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift?
I don't notice the Kelsey Swift dynamic as much this year as
Good.
we did last year.
Yeah, well, it was new last year.
Right.
Right.
So I think that's kind of on the back burner.
Good.
But a lot of people think that the Chiefs and especially Patrick Mahomes have the referees in their back pocket. They think the referees are favoring the Chiefs in just about every game.
Okay.
You know, Patrick Mahomes gets tapped on the head as a defender runs by and they call roughing the passer and get 15
Really?
yards. And I watched the Chiefs against the Bills last week, saw every play, and I didn't see it.
Okay.
The game was called pretty fairly, in my opinion, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I think a lot of people are just sick of the Chiefs right now. They have been to 7 straight AFC championship games.
Really?
And this is their 3rd straight Super Bowl.
And it's
they've
against
been
the,
to 5.
It's against the Eagles.
Against the Eagles.
Who were recently in the Super Bowl and also recently won the Super Bowl, yeah?
They were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago against the Chiefs and lost.
And they lost. Okay.
Eagles' last Super Bowl win was against the Patriots.
Yes, that's what I'm remembering. That wasn't that long ago, though, right? It was like
It
within
was.
the last 5 years?
More than that.
Longer? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The most expensive seat I am seeing right here, 50-yard line, $14,418 for one ticket.
The cheapest seat that I would be willing to pay for to see the Super Bowl is $29.95, and that is the cost that it pays for me to stream it on my television in my living room.
What if I told you could get it for free?
Well, I would take that.
There is an app called Tubi
Tubi!
that is owned by Fox.
Okay.
And Tubi is streaming the Super Bowl for free.
Well, that's what I'll be doing then.
There you go.
It won't be free.
I just saved you $29.95.
I'll be making lots of food because even if we don't have people over, we like to have like a Super Bowl spread.
Sure.
And I like to make like little cupcakes or something with like the like the team's logos on them. Like I don't even like football.
So
I don't even
aren't
care.
you sick of making the Chiefs logo?
Yeah. It's just a TS because they belong to Taylor Swift now.
There you go. There you go.
TS, Taylor Swift's team.
It's the Taylor Swift era.
Yeah. Yes.
See what I did?
Yeah. We
All
have a huge Swiftie in our house. So she never was into the football, even though her brother plays football. She was not into it before the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce thing started. And now she has to watch the Chiefs play. She has to.
Because
It's
she's
so
going to
cute.
cheer them on like Taylor does.
Yeah. It's really cute. The football. She likes the football.
She likes the football.
She likes the football. Just tossing wine.
I have the same question you had when going through the StubHub site because there is an additional $1,300 in fees that they put on one ticket.
Why?
I don't know. Because they can?
Because they can't.
Because they can.
This
That's
is
why.
the you want to leave your house fee.
Yep.
It's $3,000.
Yeah. So when you go onto StubHub, the cheapest ticket is $3,642. Then you include estimated fees, That ticket is now $4,920.
Wild. But that's always been true, like through Ticketmaster and stuff, even like not these huge sporting events, but like going to concerts and stuff. There's always like $30 to $50 in fees.
They gouge you at every turn.
That's crazy.
Yep, sure is.
Well, it's that third party handling fee, right?
Right, yes. Yeah, there's a lot of work involved with putting someone's name next to a ticket. At least $1,000, sometimes $1,300.
That's crazy. The world has gone mad.
The world is nuts.
It's gone mad.
Well, Sarah, let me tell you what happened on this date 52 years ago.
Okay.
Let's see if you can guess. It is musically related, and it includes a band with 4 members in it. And the band's name has 4 letters in it.
Oh, gosh.
And this band played its first concert 52 years ago in 1973.
4 members, 4 letters?
Yep.
19 what?
73 was their first concert. And it starts with the letter K.
I don't know.
I'll give you a hint. The band's name is Kiss.
Oh, jeez. Why could... This wine got on top of me.
They played a concert at the Popcorn Club and earned $50 performing for less than 10 people.
What?
Yep.
10?
That is how Kiss got their start.
Wow.
Also on this date in 1969, which was 56 years ago, the Beatles made their final public appearance as a group. Performing on the roof of Apple Studios in London, the show was stopped when police arrived after neighbors complained about the noise.
Shut up, neighbors. It's the Beatles. What are you doing?
In London, it's the Beatles.
It's the Beatles.
And people are complaining
Oh, they're terrible.
that they're performing on a rooftop.
What a weird... Oh, God.
It was probably the Rolling Stones.
Mick Jagger
Right?
called and he was like, yeah, there's a guy on the roof and he's playing music and I don't like it. Get him out of here. Our band is so much better.
That was a good Mick.
Thank you.
That was a good Mick.
I don't know, Nick. That was just my interpretation.
One more back in the day for you.
Okay, give me another.
In 1835, 190 years ago, Andrew Jackson became the first president to survive an assassination attempt. He was attacked by a guy with a pair of pistols that both misfired.
Oh my gosh.
So the 67-year-old president beat him with his walking stick.
Hell yes.
That was a badass president.
That's a president right
Right?
there. He beat him with his walking stick.
Beat him with his walking stick. Yeah. Go ahead. Try to mess with Andrew Jackson.
And that is why he's on the $20 bill.
You got
'Cause
it.
He's so money. That's so good.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. I haven't drank mine already. It's gone. Oh my
He's
gosh.
so money.
He's so money. Yeah, I like Andrew Jackson. I know I shouldn't. He has some questionable things in his history, but
Well, they all did back then.
yeah, yes, that's true. That's accurate. We've come a long way, theoretically.
It doesn't take away from this little story.
It's such a good story.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think that guy was like when he got arrested after taking the smackdown from President Jackson? What do you think he was like?
I don't know. He was probably mad at the guy that sold him both of those pistols.
Shoddy craftsmanship of these pistols.
What are the chances?
Oh, my
He probably
gosh.
bought one and said, you know what? There's a chance that this is going to misfire. But
Right.
I want to kill Andrew Jackson so bad that I am going to purchase another pistol as a backup. Just so I can be sure that I am going to lay this man out.
And then they both misfired.
And then he finds himself on the business end of Andrew Jackson's walking stick.
Do you think that the person who sold him those pistols was like, this guy's going to kill the president. I'm just going to make sure these don't fire. Just like gave him these guns that didn't work on purpose. It was like,
I'm going to put some bubble gum in the barrel.
I'm afraid this guy's going to hurt someone or himself. I'm just going to make sure these don't work.
I don't want president's blood on my hands.
Ooh, this is going to come back on me. Ooh. Let's jam a little something up in that gun.
Here you go. Good luck.
Good luck, guy. Watch out for walking sticks.
Okay, so I found more info, and I just want to read this to you.
On the Jackson
Yeah,
thing?
because we kind of made up our own story, but here's the official story.
Oh, do tell.
Richard Lawrence, an unemployed house painter, approached Jackson as he left a congressional funeral held in the House chamber of the Capitol building and shot at him, but his gun misfired. The furious 67-year-old Jackson confronted his attacker, clubbing Lawrence several times with his walking cane. During the scuffle, Lawrence managed to pull out a second loaded pistol and pulled the trigger, but it also misfired. So this makes the story even better. Jackson's aides then wrestled Lawrence away from the president, leaving Jackson unharmed, but angry, and as it turned out, paranoid. Lawrence was most likely a mentally unstable individual with no connections to Jackson's political rivals, but Jackson was convinced that Lawrence had been hired by his Whig Party opponents to assassinate him. At the time, Jackson's Democrats and the Whigs were locked in a battle over Jackson's attempt to dismantle the Bank of the United States. His vice president, Martin Van Buren, was also wary and thereafter carried 2 loaded pistols with him when visiting the Senate.
But did he feel like they were going to go off if he shot him?
I know. Maybe he got him from a different dealer.
Hope he didn't get him from the same guy.
Jackson's suspicions were never proven, and Lawrence spent the rest of his life in a mental institution. A century later, Smithsonian Institute researchers conducted a study of Lawrence's derringers, during which both guns discharged properly on the test's first try. It was later determined that the odds of both guns misfiring during the assassination attempt were 1 in 125,000.
Stop it. Divine
there you
intervention.
go. That's the official story.
Yeah.
I like ours better.
I do too. It was more fun.
It
was more fun.
Locally owned and locally focused, Lydia Media celebrates the heart of the greater Lewiston-Auburn area through 2 magazines, Uncle Andy's Digest and LA Metro Magazine, and the new Lydia's Lunch Bunch podcast. Each production shines a positive light on local businesses, nonprofits, events, and individuals making a difference in our community. Keep your advertising dollars local and position your business in front of your target audience with Lydia Media. Learn more at LlydiaMediaLLC.com. We should make up more stories.
We should. I started writing a joke after our visit with Katie Lisnick about how writing pet biographies is a volunteer job that you can have, and that I want to do that job. But then I started writing them, and I like created these pet biographies that are like way out there.
They're too much.
Yeah, like there's just a story, basically. Like, Boots the cat came to us from Cambodia after a year in the jungle, where he ingratiated himself to a tribe of cannibals and later became their mascot.
Oh my God.
Just like short little Spot the dog came to us after a career in finance in Los Angeles, California.
Thrice divorced.
Thrice divorced and seeking new things to embolden him and liven his life. He moved to the great state of Maine, where he became disoriented in the cold and wandered into the shelter.
He now serves as their accountant.
Just like these ridiculous stories. How much fun is that?
It would be great. And
It's going to be a great bit.
I think it would help get them adopted.
Oh,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
You think so? Like, do their actual bio, but then, like, do...
Sarah's version.
What do they call it when something is
Unauthorized.
an unauthorized biography?
Yeah.
You said the unauthorized biographies of these animals.
This is Boots' biography, the real one. Underneath, this one has been Sarified.
Yeah, he came from a hoarding situation. It is upsetting to him. So this is the story that we're going with.
He's not really from Cambodia.
He was never the mascot to a group of cannibals. Okay, but listen, if he asks you about it, just go with it, okay? Like, give him something.
He signed off on it for treats. What can we tell you?
There's his little paw print right there.
Yeah.
Now it's an authorized biography.
Thanks to our sponsors, Roopers Beverage and Redemption and United Piping. And if you'd like to be part of the Lydia's Lunch Bunch advertising family, reach out to Pam via email at pam@lydiamediallc.com. Long live Andrew Jackson's walking stick.
That's right. Yeah, there's a guy on the roof and he's playing music and I don't like it. Get him out of here.